this whole process happens via, so there's first glycolysis, the Krebs cycle, or citric acid cycle.
You should probably know it as a citric acid cycle.
You should be familiar with both because it's used interchangeably in a lot of different places. And the electron transport chain. In class, you talked about glycolysis, because technically it can go from glycolysis to the Krebs cycle, or after glycolysis to fermentation. And you talked about glycolysis and fermentation in class.
So we didn't really cover the citric acid?
Not yet.
Okay, good. I think that's why I was getting confused, because I've covered all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, wait, where's everything coming into play? You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying? Okay.
Because in your other classes you've covered more, but then in this class you're at a different point.
Yeah.
So, yeah, because you were asking questions about it, and I'm like, unless you had questions about the reading, because I could help on that if you wanted, but you haven't talked about it in your class yet.
So,
But yeah, okay. So, how do you feel about glycolysis?
so glycolysis is just pretty much cellular respiration, right? Is that?
This whole thing is cellular respiration,
That whole.
the whole thing. Because right before glycolysis, you start off with C6H12O6.
So is glycolysis the oxidized and reduction cycle, pretty much?
No.
I'm losing you. Yeah, you're losing me. Okay.
Okay. So let's, how, I'm trying to remember, where did you say you were originally from?
Mexico. Well,
Mexico.
I'm from South Carolina, sorry.
Okay, but do you speak Spanish?
Yeah.
Okay, so both English and Spanish are Latin languages, okay?
Right.
So if you can break the word apart in glycolysis, you might understand what it is a little better, okay? So do you know what glyco or lysis means?
No.
Okay, so glyco is going to be referring to carbohydrates, okay? Like glucose. So think glycoglucose. Okay. And lysis means, like, if you remember in the reading back when it talked about if you put a cell in a hypotonic solution, all the water rushes in, right?
It breaks it up.
And it makes the cell break, okay? It also said the cell will lyse, okay?
So break.
So to break or split is lyse, okay? So glycolysis is just going to be the breaking or splitting of the sugar. So it's a 6-carbon chain, because there's 6 carbons, right? Okay. Glycolysis is the process of splitting it down to
2, 3 carbon chains.
Uh-huh.
Is that that's pyruvic acid, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Or pyruvate.
Pyruvate.
Yeah.
Pyruvic acid it's after it's been fermented, right?
No. I think it's technically after it's been modified a little bit, but you guys don't really talk about it. But more or less in this class, it'll be used interchangeably.
Okay.
Okay. And then the pyruvic acid is going to go to the Krebs cycle. Okay. After it goes through the Krebs cycle.
Well, I have a picture of it that I drew one time, so it helps me sometimes know where you're at. I was looking at it in class and it was kind of helping me. Where is it? I don't know where it's at.
So the Krebs cycle, after the Krebs cycle, you're going to get rid of all the carbons, and that's where you're going to produce CO2. Okay? But resulting from that, you're going to get a bunch of your NADH2 and your FADH2 is going to be a product of that. Okay? There's some other products, and you'll talk about that when you go through it in class.
Mm-hmm.
But these guys are what go to the electron transport chain. Okay?
Products of glycolysis?
So, glycolysis is products.
Oh. And then, so that's a product of the Krebs cycle.
So this is the product of the Krebs cycle.
Okay.
Okay, there are some other products. Don't memorize those as the only products.
Okay.
Okay?
More push there faster. More.
Okay. I'm just going through the basic process.
Okay.
So this product goes to the Krebs cycle.
Uh-huh.
Okay? So this product goes to the electron transport chain. Okay? In your book, you have a picture of the electron transport chain on page 930.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And that shows the electron, so that electron transport chain shows you see NADH or FADH2.
Mm-hmm.
It goes and they're going to donate electrons. And
Which are they donating hydrogen?
yeah, the hydrogen comes off and then is pumped into the intermembrane space.
Mm-hmm.
And then it takes energy from the electrons to create ATP. You'll go into that more in depth. But so this is going to be kicking out your ATP. Okay? So these three big things all make up cellular respiration. Okay? It has to go through glycolysis, the Krebs cycle, and electron transport chain for cellular respiration to occur.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Is that all right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm just writing down with you.
Mm-hmm.
So glycolysis is breaking down the carbon. It's like breaking down the glucose molecule, but like basically just the carbon, right?
Yeah.
And making it into pyruvate acid.
Mm-hmm.
And then it takes that and puts it in a Krebs cycle. And but from that, we get a byproduct of NADH and FADH
Mm-hmm.
that go into the electron transport chain.
Correct.
I feel like after they metabolize whatever's going on, right? Is that how?
So what?
Is that how it's metabolized? Like how?
So yeah, this is metabolism.
Yeah. That's like, is that like after the electron transport chain? Is that the beginning or is that the end?
Metabolism?
Of the whole process of metabolism.
The whole process of metabolism is all of them put together.
Yeah, I'm saying like where like if that's like after that, is that just the beginning of it or is that?
That's the full thing.
The full thing after it's put into the electron transport chain.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, because we can take out of it. Okay.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Because, so like the other products,
Mm-hmm.
so from the Krebs cycle, you're going to be pumping out a bunch of CO2. Okay?
Okay.
And so that's where you get your CO2 from.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And the electron transport chain is going to pump out a bunch of, for the byproduct, H2O. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So that's how we converted, this whole process is how we converted this C6H12O6 plus O2.
That's the end product. Oh, okay.
Because what you do is you need energy, right? So what do? You go grab a Snickers bar, right?
Yeah.
And then you take a bite,
Yeah.
and then you also have to breathe. Because if you just eat it and don't breathe, you're not going to get any energy. Well, you're not going to get very much energy out of it.
Oh, really? That's
Mhm.
cool.
So you have to breathe.
Yeah.
So the byproduct is going to be CO2, H2O, and energy.
Oh.
Which also, if you think about it, so these carbons,
Mm-hmm.
so they were all, like you got rid of them all by CO2 and H2O.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how technically when you're losing weight,
Mhm.
like fat doesn't just melt and like evaporate or something,
Mm-hmm.
you're breathing out the product. You're breathing, so the more you breathe, that's how you're going to, like when you're exercising, that's how you're losing the weight is through your breath.
So I really need to start doing things that just take my breath away.
No, you want to breathe more
Oh.
because you need to be breathing out.
Okay.
So you need to be breathing a lot.
Okay.
So you could hyperventilate all the time, but then you would pass out. However, if you run, your body needs
Mhm.
that and your capacity increases, so you can breathe a lot,
Mhm.
which is why exercise helps you to lose weight.
Oh, cool.
In part because it's also breaking down the fats that are stored for,
Okay,
for
that's so
energy.
cool.
But yeah.
Now I know.